Oh, good. Now that I have your attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. I gotta show you this. I just gotta show you a couple things. Couple things. I won't keep you all day. You have got to see this item of beauty. I got a Happy Mail. I got this Happy Mail from Karen. Her name's Karen Carlick. She's up there in the fancy state of New York. She made this heart and sent it to me. Look at this heart. Look at the jewels. That whole heart is covered with nothing but beauty. Look at, there's beads, look at all the red buttons. And then look, and it's stuffed thick, and the back is painted fabric. This fabric on the back is painted and stitched around this flower on the back. And the front is all these buttons, and if you see, there's little tiny beads all in amongst them buttons. Look at these, and just different kind of beads, different kind of buttons. There's a blue bead right there. There's a ribbon bow right there. There is, it's just, I mean, you can look at this for hours and just keep seeing more. And then here is the hanger. I'm going to find a place that this will hang from, that I can see it every day. I'm looking up my area in front of me right now to see if I'm going to find a place that this is going to hang proudly, where I can see this all the time. It's beautiful, because look at that clasp on there that I can already use for hanging things. And then the tassel at the bottom of the heart. This tassel is just raining beauty. Look at this. Ribbons, different kind of ribbons with charms. Look at this. It's got an actual spool of thread right here. Spool of thread, buttons to keep it from coming off. More different kinds of beads that are stitched right to, see, this is twill ribbon on right here, and she's got beads stitched on both sides of that twill ribbon. And there's so many differences on here, so many things, and all of it is slow stitched on. All of those are slow stitched on. And the buttons, those aren't glued on, those are stitched. They are stitched. Each one of them are stitched on there by hand. I mean, when you're talking about slow stitching, this must have took forever to do. And there is so much you can do when it comes to slow stitching, and Karen has just absolutely proven that with this. And look at the different beads. Look at this one, looks like a disco ball. And this chain, look at the chain, a beaded chain, and it's real metal chain. And it's, look, you could take it apart if you wanted to, but I could open that and add little dangles on there if I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave it just like it is. And then here is a beautiful ribbon with a chain on the end of it. Rickrack is on there. There is just everything. And look at this, is beads. Then there's a heart with a cross. Oh, isn't that pretty? See, I didn't even see that one before. And then another trim here with flowers. Rickrack, yarn. And then here is, look at there. There's this is like a book ring right here. I could actually add more to even that book ring if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it just exactly like it is right now. See, if I found a little charm and I wanted to just put the charm somewhere, I could tie it to the end of this and add to it if I wanted to. Because sometimes I find just a little thing and I think, oh, where can I put this? Where can I use this beautiful thing? And so there's places I can still add this to. The whole thing, look at this. When I measure, that ruler is 13 inches long there. And so that's 13. And from the whole thing top to bottom, 13, what's 13 plus 5? 18? 40, 50, 60, 70, yeah, 18 inches, the whole length of it, from the top to the bottom. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Thank you so much, Karen. I love this. This is just beautiful, and what a beautiful idea that gives me for even more. This is just beautiful. I think some of these buttons are very, very vintage. This one here looks very vintage. And sometimes, you see, I don't know the difference between vintage and stuff, but oh, look, this is a little dice right there, a die. So I made a new word called Vora, V-O-R-A, because if you don't know if it's vintage, V, O would be old, R would be retro, A would be antique. If you don't know which is which, then you just call it Vora, Vora, because you know it was made before today. This is beautiful. Ooh, I love that bead right there. This is just so pretty. It's just so pretty. This is a nice focal point too. A lot of times, for people who meditate, sometimes if you have just some kind of a focal point, and I don't mean to idolize anything or anything, just a focal point, something to focus on, and when you are meditating, and this would be such a good focal point right here. I love this. Thank you so much. And then along in the package was this beautiful card. I should have showed you the card first. Look at this card. Let me see which is the front. Okay, it goes this way. Look at that. And look at the dimension in it. Do you see the dimension in that card? That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. And there's it's all handmade. It's also got now I don't know if Karen did that or if it came like this paper, but it's got it's like heat embossed. That is just beautiful. I bet she heat embossed that. It's just beautiful. And then on the inside of the card, then she's got like two little pieces there. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you so much, Karen. That is beautiful. That card is going to go into a journal. I found now that I use cards in my journals as flip outs. So when I put a card, when I receive a card, it goes into my journal. And I think that's beautiful. Okay, thank you. I'm going to put that right over there. And then also in the package is fabric. There's this here beautiful piece of fabric. I love this color. This is beautiful. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to use this fabric right away. I got that fabric, and look at this one. Is this beautiful? And this has got like, it almost makes me think kind of India. It's a cotton. And it's a pretty good little bit of a size. It's big enough for what I need it for. And then look at this one. It's like, this is quite large, this piece. It's like a little bit of a checkered plaid. And then there is this piece, which is a lot of flowers. No, yeah, flowers. This is all like wild flowers in here. This is pretty. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this. Now, because now I've got a plan already. Now, you've seen me do my, well, most of you have seen where I have done my, project bag. Now, this can be a project bag too, but for a smaller project. Because this bag, it's ready-made, and it is, the finished size of this one is 8 inches wide this way, and from top to bottom it is 9, so it's 8 inches by 9 inches this way, which still gives you quite a bit of space inside to carry a wallet and your telephone or a small project. Now this is what I'm going to show you. This is what I did for this one. This, I made a slip cover for it just like I did the others, although this one is done differently. This one I slashed. Now, oh, I got a bit of slash right here. This one has been slashed and it's been washed and dried. There's still some places in there I have to slash. But anyway, this one has been washed and dried. But there it is. See? It's the bag. So then I take the bag. This one I've already turned inside out. I turn this inside out. I learned that turning it inside out. I learned from one of you subscribers in the comments to turn the inside bag inside out, and so I learned that one. Thank you. See, these comments, when you leave me comments, it's just beautiful because I learned so much more. And so what I'm going to do is I'm putting that bag inside of here. Okay, so that bag goes inside. Now I'm going to turn, I'm going to take this top piece and I'm going to turn it down, like hem it sort of like. And then I'm going to get my clips. Oh, I got to reach for my clips. Got to do some reaching over here. Get this old body reaching. Okay, now these are my clips with other stuff too. Oh, I got my stamps in there. I'll move this stuff out of my box. Okay, there, here, clips. So then, and this is, and I'm not going to sew it right this minute, but you'll see where I am going to sew it. Wait a minute, let me see, let me turn that down just a wee bit more. Okay, see, and so I flip that down inside there, the raw edge, and this one I didn't leave raw edges on the on the sides. I went ahead and I stitched those to where they're not raw, and but this is all raw edge on the slashing. And so then I just get that side seam, make sure that's lined up, and go all the way around, make sure this side seam right here is lined up, and turn it, flip it over, make sure those seams are lined up, put a clip, and yes, and we just go all the way around and then have them clips on there. And then when you start stitching, so you could hand stitch this, you could slow stitch that all the way around with like a blanket stitch, or you can use your sewing machine. I have a feeling I'm going to go ahead and hand stitch it, this one, mainly because it seems quite heavy, and I don't know if my sewing machine would be unhappy to try if I make it do that heavy stitching, because it's going through so many layers. So I think I'm going to do a blanket stitch on there. And two, because I just think the blanket stitch just looks so nice, and it gives it that, it just gives it a real good look in my humble opinion. And so then that is what this bag looks like. So now this bag, like a little pocketbook, look how cute that is. Now I could add buttons on the handle or flowers on the handle. I don't know. Just look at that. But that is the bag, and this is it's all slashed. And well, see, now that it's come out of the drawer, I can see where there's some places that I didn't slash yet, and so I can still get them slashed. But now I'm going to show you how I get this, how I put this together. Now this might be a little time consuming to watch, so if you I won't be insulted if you don't watch, or if you just fast forward through. But let me show you what I'm going to do. Now, what I did first is I take and I measure this here bag, and oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this one inside out. Inwards, outwards. Take the inside and measure it. Okay, I want to make sure I got that inside out, because then when I do put the slip cover over it, then the inside is a finished bag and not with raw edges. Okay, so then when I look at this here, now it's measuring 9, like the fabric is actually 9 and a quarter. Wait a minute. Yeah, 9 and a quarter, and that one's 9 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use it as, I'm going to make sure I have enough fabric. I'm going to go 10 inches this way. Yeah, 10 inches that way. And then this way doubled. I'm going to go ahead and 20-inch this, a 20-inch piece, because it's going to be doubled. So I'm going to start with this piece of just light blue cotton. I just run that through the washer machine, and I'm going to tear me off a piece that is 10 inches wide. Okay, I'm going to tear that off. I like to tear, and I know I've got a straight. No, this is a little bit stretchy. That's much longer than I need, but that's okay. We'll do two. We'll do two of the backing fabric. Yeah, this is a little bit stretchy. I'm not sure exactly what this fabric is. Okay, and then fold that up. Fold that up. Put that out of the way. Okay, now there is more than one way to skin a cat on this one. So now I want it to be 20 inches this way. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and we'll cut that to 20 inches that way. Alright, this is already 10 inches, so I know I can cut another 20 from there and be able to do another bag. And so now that's the size of my bags. Now you might find bags that are of different size. I've had a lot of people tell me you can go to the Dollar Tree. These bags I ordered from Amazon because I do a lot of mail order for my things, and I got a whole sack full of them for one price. And so now I have this piece of fabric that is, once it's folded over like this, my bag, my lost bag, oh, there it is, it's going to fit inside, see? So it's a little bit bigger all the way around, so that's fine. That's good. Okay, now, so then what I want to do is now here, I have done this before where I have used just pieces of fabric, just scraps, and just covered the whole thing up with scraps. But this one, and the one that I did just previously to this morning, and that one is, ooh, I think I got a piece here. Well, this is, okay, I'll show you what I mean by this right here. I'm going to take this piece, because I got a feeling this will be about the good size for me. And see, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this, I'm just going to layer these fabrics. Now this one's a little short, see? So, but that's okay now. It's a little bit short and a little bit wide. And I'm going to let that be just fine. You know, maybe I will go ahead and do a tear here just to put this in my scrap jar. Okay, now this, see how that fits on the width? Not quite on the length. So I could put another piece of this one down there if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to save this as a very nice piece right here. That's still a yard in length there.